5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys. It is Sunday night for us.
Sunday cold night.
Monday morning.
Monday cold morning.
For you guys.
For you guys.
We got up this morning to go to church. All happy. And the whole windshield was glass. Of course it was. The whole windshield was ice.
Oh, I can't laugh. That hurt my head just to laugh.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's weird.
So I had to pour.
I haven't felt that in a long time.
I had to happen to have water in the car, so it was cold because you never want to put hot water on the iced windshield.
And you had already poured water?
Yeah.
Oh, and I came out and I poured more.
Yeah, you'll crack your glass if you put hot water on a frozen windshield. So, yeah, it was pretty cold for us, for California guys. I couldn't see out the windshield, so I had to put the wipers on, pour some water, put the wipers on, pour some water. And that was the beginning of our day. Yesterday, I know I didn't talk much about it during service. I was so focused, guys, on the sermon and communion and the announcements of Anthony de la Garza, of Auntie Helen. You know, I was so I didn't even, I kind of felt like I did a disservice to everybody that helped because I didn't talk about it. But honestly, they didn't do it for the accolades. They did it unto the Lord.
Yeah.
But I did feel bad that I didn't talk about it. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. No,
yeah, we'll talk about it and we'll share some pictures with you guys.
Yeah, so as you know, guys, so many people showed up. You know, you got to understand, guys, you know, even before Sharon came on board as part of House of Rest, it was these events or anything like that was really touch and go. Never knew if anyone was going to show up at all. And just as time has progressed, you know, I realized, I was talking to Pastor Carlos yesterday on the phone, you know, that, man, House of Rest is 10 and a half years. Actually, it's going to be 11 in May. 11 years, guys. And I remember in the very beginning, they basically say, you know how they say like a marriage, if they could get past X amount of years, then it's a good chance they'll stay together. Well, with the church, you got a lifespan of 2 to 5 years. It gets really hard, and most churches don't last. If you could get past the 2 to 5 year mark, then it's going to be, doesn't make it easier, but your roots are ingrained deeper.
Yeah.
You know, and your roots are ingrained deeper in the community, in the families, you know, and so it was beautiful to see the people that came to help. You know, man, I don't even know to describe what that felt like. I know I did a couple quick videos for them because I know you guys' heart, man, and so many of you were like, man, I wish I was there. I wish I was there. So I was like, what better way than to do a couple videos here and there, just to at least let you see and feel a little bit, you know, to involve, you know. There's a handful of you that even donated toward the carrots and all that stuff. Because remember, we were like, man, we got to go to the store, and boom, I think a couple people.
Yeah, I think right at that point, you know, Brother Adam, you know, I went to go buy all the bread with what Brother Adam sent, and then Sister Phyllis sent something, and I literally bought like certain things with what Sister Phyllis sent, like the waters and you know, certain utensils with what she, you know, sent, and then you know, our sister-in-law Susan sent something, and I literally went to go buy certain things with what she sent. And, you know, I was like specific, you know, right at the moment as I was at the register, I was like, whoa, boom. And sure enough, you know, I was able to, you know, buy certain things with what people were sending at
that big bag of carrots. Adam, that's all you, man. We're going to send you the rest.
I'm going to mail it to you. That was a lot of carrots, but guess what? Half of that bag was needed. But I will tell you this, Brother Adam, that I'm going to be making some of the green machine soup and deliver it to some other families that have coronavirus with some of the rest of those carrots tomorrow. You know, we did find out that we have some other families, you know, that are not feeling very well. So I'm going to be making some more soup and just, you know, delivering it to some families. So, you know, the carrots are going to go to good use, guys. You know,
carrots are healthy
for that. Yeah, they are. But I'm going to, you know, put it into some of the soup.
So you told me that you want to do a video.
Yeah, you know, I've been getting such a really, really big, a lot of people have been asking me for the recipe because of that, you know, because of a lot of people. It has had such a big outcome, especially in my family, or a lot of people in my family. I have went all the way to Southern California to make this soup. Guys, I'm not kidding. When people drink this soup, it makes you sweat. It's an immune booster soup. And, you know, I was going to make little recipe cards and try to send them to people. But I told David, you know, I think I really, really need to make a video. And, you know, just get that video out there. For me, it's not even about really hogging up this recipe. For me, and it's nothing big and special about what's in it. It's how you make it. It really is in the timing of when you put it's the process, guys. It is a lot of steps. It was crazy because my mom's like, oh, what's the big deal? You know, it's just a soup. And when I finally made it at my daughter's house, my mom was like, yeah, this is a lot of work. You know, it is. It's a big process, guys. And it's the timing of how you make it. And it's so important that you make it the way I do it, because in order for these vegetables to hit your bloodstream and the way that it hits into your immune system, it's important, because if you end up boiling vegetables, you know, it loses all its contents, you know, the nutrients, and it will not hit your immune system the same way. So that's why it's so important that you make it in the form and the way that I make it, so that you get the nutrients and it hits your bloodstream and it has the effect that it has. So that's why I call it the green machine, guys. I created that name for a purpose, and it just so happened that many years ago, I came up with it and I made it, and I used to do that for my kids, and my kids would feel better right away. So that's why now, you know, with all this stuff going on with people just getting sick with flus and colds and all of that, I just really like making it.
You know what I'm excited about?
What?
Using my film equipment to do a full production.
Are you really going to do it?
Yeah, we're going to use the boom. We're using the 4K camera. I'm not going to use the phone.
Have the boys learn, you know, practice with it. Yeah, but maybe they can help out. Yeah.
You can't help if he's at work.
Yeah, but I'm going to do it,
we're going to do a full production. I'm really excited about it. We got the lights and the boom mic and just make it right. I'm excited that you guys are going to get that recipe, because it truly does. I can't forget the day Ashley was feeling feverish.
Yeah, my daughter was really, really sick, guys. It was funny because, you know, I specifically, she was feeling so sick, and I went over there to make it for her.
When was that? Like October? Or?
Yeah, it was around October. So I went over there and I made it for her, and I made her a big pot, and she couldn't stop drinking it. And she was like, she's like, oh my God. She goes, I'm sweating. And she kept sweating it out.
She sweated the fever out.
She sweated that fever out, and she kept, you know, she kept running, and she was peeing like crazy. And she's like, Mom, she goes, that soup, and she goes, it has me sweating, and it's, my gosh, what's happening to me? But she couldn't stop drinking it, you know, and she was just like that. Within 2 days, she was like, she had sweated that flew out of her. It was like just crazy.
So do we do the whole production as far as even the grocery store? What it is you grab?
Yeah, you can.
Well, except we already have the carrots. Thanks, Adam. But that'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
I'll probably use the phone. I'm not going to walk in a supermarket with a camera.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that'll be good.
Because that way, like, you literally want to show people.
Oh, you want to do this already tomorrow?
Oh, I thought you said you were going to make it because of Alan.
Yeah, but...
What?
No, okay, I guess.
She thinks it's a lot of work, guys. It's not. All she has to do is cook and just let me do what I do.
I guess.
So, we had a great service. Man, this is our first Sunday
of the year
2022. And beautiful worship. Did you see everybody up there singing? We need a bigger stage, right?
Actually, it was supposed to be more. I wasn't supposed to be up there.
Jessica
and Eduardo. Jessica and Eduardo were supposed to.
Was there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. But Jessica was supposed to be up there. Yeah.
So it would have been the same amount of people.
Yeah.
We need a bigger stage, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's another thing that we're hoping to. Hopefully, we want to expand the stage.
Yeah, we already got plans.
So we want to hold possibly maybe some bake sales or whatever, and we're gonna make it work this year. We're gonna expand that stage. We're gonna speak it, guys. We're speaking it into existence.
Because if you notice, we have the drums not there now. The keyboard isn't there now because it's just too tight. But we figured a way how to expand about 3 feet out on each side, maybe 4 feet on each side. Plus, we're gonna extend it maybe another 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gaining 6 feet plus 2 feet in front. That's a lot of footage, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be really nice.
Yeah. So we had a great service. Worship was beautiful. Hopefully you guys were able to receive something from the sermon about Jesus breaking the bread, or blessing it, breaking it, and passing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and but yeah, man, it was a good time. You know, good to see everybody. Those that were able to come, you know, like Jessica was feeling sick, and Alan, you know, but it was just a good time, you know, and also to see you guys. You guys, I don't know if I've said this before, I'm sure I have, but I'll say it again, that when we go live on Sunday and you guys are commenting, there's no way for me to read them because obviously I'm preaching. And then the live doesn't show up until real late at night.
Or the next day.
So I never get to see I always look forward to the live chat. So as soon as it posts, then I go back, and I don't watch it all, but I kind of forward in like 5-minute increments, reading everything you guys are commenting about. You know, I do that every time. Do you do that? Do you read the live chats?
I usually sometimes during the service I'm reading them though.
But you don't after?
But this time I didn't, because I was just kind of busy doing some stuff there, and for some reason I didn't. I was actually really focused on the word today. I was really focused on the service. But I usually always go on there and say good morning every single Sunday, and this time I did not. I was running around doing some things, and then I actually, you know, I was focused on I just told myself that this year I really wanted to I really just want to focus on receiving, you know, and I do want to go on there and say good morning and stuff, but I want to, a lot of the times I'm always so worried about what's going on there as well, but I really also want to just put my phone down, and I want to just receive too, you know. It's something between the Lord and I that I said, Lord, you know, I want to be able to focus more, you know.
I mean, obviously you already knew when he fed the thousands. You already knew when the walk to Emmaus. You already knew the Last Supper. But like, was it different tying those together?
Yeah, I think it was a little. I like the way you brought all those three together to give, you know, to bring the significance. It's just, I don't know. I think bringing those three, nobody would have ever put those three together.
And how each one, he was handed the bread.
Yeah.
He blessed it, he broke it, and he passed it. And I'm like, wait a second, he did that 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
So that's got to be significant, you know? And it just made me think, like, man, like if we have a talent, you know, unfortunately, some people, they're worship leaders, they're singers, or they're rappers, or whatever, and they have talent, but they don't pass it to him to bless.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. So when you go on your own and try to make it happen on your own, you're only going to get a world's reward.
Yeah.
But when you give that talent to him,
yeah,
and that goes for
greater is the reward.
Preaching, teaching, whatever gift he gives us. I'm a true believer that even though he gives us that gift, it means nothing until it's laid at his feet.
Yeah.
So he can bless it.
A lot of the times he gives it right back to us, but it's with his blessing.
So he can bless it and break it. And now once he breaks it, it's able to feed the multitudes.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. I did want to share a couple things when we went out there to feed. Man, it was heartbreaking. One person, they were out there drinking already. They had a whole case of Bud Light.
I have a little hair, and I'm trying to take it off of my face.
They were drinking, and Alfonso started talking to that person, and then Eli went up there, and I was in the back of the truck with Chewy, because people were walking up to the truck. We were talking to them while they were talking to that person, and that person started crying, man. They started crying because even though they're sitting there joking and drinking, once they really started praying, that person started crying and yelling out, "God, help me. I don't want to do this anymore." Just literally crying, like not caring who was around. There must have been about 12 people around, and that person didn't care.
Yeah.
And it's moments like that, it's like, wow, this person, just because you see somebody in the park and they're just drinking with a six-pack, doesn't mean they want to be there in the park drinking a six-pack.
Yeah.
And they're just crying out to God, Another guy, he was like working on his car. There was this park way, how where Sister Esther lives by the river?
Yes.
But on the other side of the river, in the airport district, there's this district in Modesto that it's almost like the city of Modesto forgot about this neighborhood. There's no sidewalks. There's only like maybe 3 ways in, no way out. The neighborhood backs up to a river. So it's really dangerous there. Really dangerous at night. And we went all the way to the deepest, because Eli was with me, Chewy was with me, and Alfonso was with me. I'm like, man, let's go to the deepest part, and there's this guy fixing his car, all dirty. And we pull up, and Eli's like, "Hey, you hungry?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, yeah," and he came, and he was just having a conversation, and Alfonso gave him a book. He says he likes to read, and, and it just, sometimes it's a reminder that maybe your situation ain't so bad, and these guys are fixing their car because that's all they have. And once their car breaks, we're talking about it, then what? A tent,
Yeah.
And it's just so many different stories came back,
a lot of, I'd like to think, that our feelings are a little different, but that's just me being biased, guys. But, there's the kind of feelings where, you set up a table and people just walk up and they get in line and they get food, and you serve them food and they come, they get their food and they walk off and they get it. And then there's the kind of feedings where I've seen people just go and they come to the car, they get their food and they go, And then there's feedings where you just kind of drive around and you give them food and you just, say, "Here you go, God bless you. Are you hungry? Here you go, God bless you." But, I was very, very adamant in telling the groups, yesterday. I said, "Listen, we cooked up a very special hot soup. We went out of our way to do some very home cooked meals, and filled up these bags. We did all of this, and what it does, it creates an opportunity to open up a line of communication with people and be like, "Hey, listen, are you hungry?" And a lot of the times they'll be like, "No." "Well, listen, this is a homemade soup, it's made fresh, it's nice and warm, has a lot of nutrients. It's perfect for this cold weather. And a lot of times it opens up and they'll be like, really, and that just, it really gets their attention. They'll be like, well, yeah, okay then, and I remember that when every time we'd go out before with the hot soups, they'd be like, no, because they sometimes they'll be like, well, no, and I'll be like, it's a warm soup.
They used to like peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah, they'll be like, no, it's okay, and I'll be like, we just made it. It's a hot, fresh soup. It was just made. It's homemade. And when you say homemade or something like that, it opens up. They'll be like, homemade. Okay, and they'll be like, it opens up a line of communication, and you just be like, so how long you been out here, and boom, then they'll be like, oh, well, they want to converse with me. And that was the thing that I told everybody yesterday. Stay there for a minute, converse with them, talk with them, begin to minister to them, talk with them. Pray with them, say, get to know them for a quick moment. Name. Yeah. What's your name? How long you been out here for? Is there anything, I can pray with you about,
That's what everybody's doing.
And do that. And so yesterday, if I saw a group come back a little too quick, I would be like, wait a minute. No. Get back out there a little bit. Get back out there a little bit longer, I would be like, when I got the call and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to be needing more soups. And I'd be like, no, you're not out there longer. Go be longer, I was like, just,
But I will say this, JD and them left with only 12.
No. Oh. They were long. There were some people out there that were out there really, really long. And I'd be like, no, come on. You guys, you got to be out there a little bit longer, So that was, but this is how we learn to open up. We have to give ourselves the opportunity to engage with people, to get to know people, and just, even stepping out into a cold day and saying it's cold out here today, isn't it? And just, yes, even the weather is something easy to talk about, because it's cold out there. Even me driving out in this cold with my husband, I'm looking at people out there, and I told my husband, I said, man, my body hurts. If my body hurts, I can't even fathom thinking what their bodies must feel like right now. It hurts my heart to even think about it, to even think about what they're going through. I don't sleep easy, guys. It bothers me. It literally bothers me to even know. So, guys, just, it's moments and things like that is the reason why I just feel that we got to do more and more of this kind of things.
I think with Levi, as part of the church family, he's been doing this for 17 years. I think he brings a lot to the table. Yes. As far as this is exactly what the Bible talks about. The Bible says that that God gives you gifts, and those gifts are meant to bless others.
Yes, absolutely.
So he has so many gifts because that's what he does. Like he goes, hey guys, I'm not going to be in church Sunday because I'm going to be in Ciudad Juarez.
Yeah, he's taken off to Juarez
to minister and share his testimony, and this is what he does, So, that reminded me of something. His book.
Oh yeah. Well, where is it at?
I got one on my desk.
I'll go get it.
So I'm going to pause it. Oh, actually, let me say
I'll talk to them.
I will pause it. But I do want to say this one thing. Each of the meals, we gave with a little flyer with our information, maybe the size, a little smaller than this paper. And had the logo and our times, and you put the times of all the Bible studies, all the services, and everything, right? So today, after service, I always try to get off the stage and I try to get to the front of the church. So in case visitors or whatnot, I like to greet them or say, thank you for coming or something,
Yeah.
And Anthony, beacon of light introduced me to this brother. And so I'm talking to the brother because I'm thinking like he's his friend or whatever, this and that. I said, oh, so how long you known each other? And Anthony goes, no, we met him yesterday. He's one of the people we gave a suit to and he came to church.
That's beautiful.
You know, and then that man, he spoke very broken English. So we started talking in Spanish. And basically he said, he shook my hand and looked right at my eyes. He goes, I have to ask you a question. I said, okay. He goes, do you believe in the baptism of the Holy Spirit? I said, yes. Do you believe that Jesus is Lord? Yes. He goes, then this is my church.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah. And guys, I'm really bad with names. I got to ask Anthony. Usually I got to hear a name like 3 times. And I don't know. I forgot his name right now. But
take that off and go get the book.
I was just going to pause it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, guys, we're back.
We're back.
You know what was weird? I realized that our mics weren't even connected. So the mics you heard was just from our phone. Anyways, guys, we have Eli's book, Eli's testimony. Look at that. Look at that. That was actually a real picture of him with his face painted white. And I was like, is this like Halloween or something? He goes, no, that was every day.
I know, that's crazy.
And he has a whole story about just like he wore it as a mask to cover his shame. You know, he was like a punk rocker, you know, and that's how he looked. And then look at him now. Bam. So guys, these books, I'm going to be honest with you. On Amazon, you could go ahead and order. It's going to be $15. We have them for $20 for a limited time. Because every book that's bought, that extra $5, allows us to send a book to an inmate. Remember how last week we just sent 49 of my books because people gave and were able, because just because they're my book don't mean Amazon gives them for free. Yeah. You know, my publisher, my printing press, let me say that. So it costs money, you know, so and then the shipping to 49 different facilities. So every book purchase from us, probably in the next few weeks, it's going to be $20. And every book bought,
$5 of those proceeds are going to go towards a book for an inmate.
So $15 is going to go to the ministry of Brother Eli.
And then the other $5 will go towards
toward a second copy sent to an inmate. So we sold.
Well, the thing is that Eli was like, you know, I'm gonna donate 50 to the church, and we're like, yeah, okay, but we're like,
I was like, that ain't gonna happen, brother. I said, this is your life.
Yeah.
This is your life that didn't come cheap.
Yeah. So we decided. We said, okay, you're gonna donate them to the church. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna sell them for $20, and we're donating $15 back towards his ministry. And $5, it's going to go towards using it towards going back to
the inmates.
Proceeds towards a book for the inmate.
Yeah.
So that's what we decided to do, guys, because you know what? It has to go back towards his ministry so that way he can use it, because he goes and travels and pays for food, he pays for gas, and nobody's for lodging.
Paying him to go to the places he goes to, you know? Yeah. And here's the thing about Brother Eli you got to understand. He ordered a whole bunch of books, and he drops off 50, and he goes, here. And I'm like, yeah, praise God, you'll be able to sell them on Sunday. He goes, no, this is a donation to the church. And I'm like, no. Not going to do that. And he goes, well, I don't want the money for the books. And I said, okay. So here's the thing, though. You will take a donation from House of Rest to your ministry. I said, so we're going to flip that money, that $15 each book, and we're going to just put it in good soil into your ministry, brother, because this man does not stop.
Yeah.
And he laughs because he says, you guys are worse. You don't stop either, you know? But guys, if you order this from our website, it's already up right now. Go to www.houseofrestchurch.com. And the little thing is there, the little menu. You can buy this for $20, signed by him. actually. He said he's going to sign them all. And just know that $15 is going to his ministry. You could very well be helping him get to Ciudad Juarez. And the other 5 is going to go toward a book toward the inmates. We want to get all, actually, there's a few more now, not just 49. I think it's like 51 or something, because he said he had 2 addresses he wanted to add.
Okay.
You know, and we want to get this to the, they're going to get my book in a couple weeks, because it takes a while for the prisons to get them. And can you imagine a week or 2 later, bam, all of a sudden then they get this one?
Yeah.
You know, so we just want to, here's the thing, man, I'm be honest with you. These prisons, for whatever reason, are sending back our sermons. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. We're going to get the gospel to them anyway.
Yeah, they're going to get the books. And, then they're going to get Lydia's.
Yeah. And then we're going to figure out and talk to Dale about getting Dale's in there. And then we'll just keep on going and get Pastor Thomas's to them.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, God is going to get in there regardless.
Yep.
And we're still in the midst of that. We're still going to figure out how to get our sermons in there.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna just start sending them. I'm gonna just start sending them, because I went ahead and just redeveloped and renewed all the updated list of the people that I can right now, and I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna see if any new ones start to come back, and if they don't, I'm just gonna go for it and just start resending them.
But those that did come back, you had told me you were going to try to get a hold of the chaplain.
I'm going to reach out to their family and the chaplain.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a hold of family, chaplain, but everybody else that I have right now, I'm just going to start sending them. You know, that's it. I'm just going to go for it.
Amen.
Just time to do it, guys. It's a new year, new season. That's it. It's time for growth.
Yeah. So, but his book is called And Then I Heard His Voice. Yep. You know, and, oh, man. Can I read this little part?
Let's do it.
Did you just yawn?
I'm sorry, guys. You know what happened, guys? We got home from church, and it has been a real busy last 2 days, but I'll tell you that I fell asleep on the car on the way home from church. I was so exhausted. Got home, and I literally went straight to the bed, laid down, and I think I woke up at 7 o'clock. It was pitch dark, and I thought it was the next day.
Both of us. I got confused. I thought it was Monday morning.
Yeah, I thought it was morning time too, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta get up. I go, wait, where am I going? And then I was like, it's morning time, and I was like, I go, David. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm too tired to get up. And then I realized it's nighttime. Yeah, but we were tired, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were real tired.
I want to read this little bit to you. Just this, guys. Check this out. Ready?
Go for it. Oh, my gosh. They don't need to look at me.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They don't.
Asking a YouTube. Can you imagine no YouTube channels getting... Hey, look at... Everybody's watching our YouTube channel because it shows half a face. You won't find
Eli only shows half a face in every picture.
Okay, let me read this.
Okay.
This is Eli's book, so this is Eli saying this. As a little boy, I was plagued by demons. My father abused me, and I was rejected by most of my peers. At times, I had to fight every day to exist the best way I knew how. I had a lot of pain, which I tried to deaden with drugs. I lived to get high, and I did whatever I had to survive. Getting high was the meaning of my existence, and it led me into a downward spiral that caused me to experience many close calls that could have led to my death. I've omitted and changed the names of the people in this book to protect their privacy. Some of the stories may not seem to be in perfect order because I was pretty transient. There were times that I stayed in one place at one time, then soon after I would go to another. I would sometimes stay in a garage, an abandoned car, then a park bench, and next a bush. I was all over the place. Moreover, there were times when some things I had talked about would later remind me of something else, and they added to the text. There are many things that I don't remember at all. I am aware that I was mentally ill, and there are blanks in my life that I cannot recall. Many people have told me things that I did, but I have no idea of what they were talking about. This is a story about my life that I have told as well as I can remember. And then chapter 1 is called Into Unknown Darkness. So, yeah, guys, it's a new year. This is our first relevant Bible talk for 2022. We just want to wish you guys blessings, that the Lord continue to open doors for you. I pray with my wife that doors close that need to be closed.
Yes.
There's no time for games. Those doors have to close. There's no more straddling the fence. The Lord is calling for his people. He's calling for his people, and we cannot be used by God to our full potential until we close all those doors that are behind us.
Yes, I'm praying for women. I'm praying that you step up and step out. And, that you step up and step out to be the women of God that the Lord has called you to be. A lot of the times we have to step into the calling that the Lord has called us to be, those women of wisdom, the women who are brave and bold, for our families, for our husbands, that we be strengthened and encouraged, and that we can be those women who can encourage our husbands and stand with them, not behind them, not above or under or anything, but just aside them, so that we can also, carry the load with them. And not feel that we're always beneath, that we are going to be able to carry that load with them and be, a helpmate, not a help weight. A lot of the times we feel that we may be a burden, or that we may be, oh, well, I'm just here coexisting and we're just existing, and, that I'm nothing of value. Well, you guys are of value. You guys are a gem. You guys are something more than valuable, that the Lord has created you to be a helpmate to your husband, so that you guys can do this together. You guys are, together for a purpose. So walk in your purpose as that woman of God that the Lord has called you to be, so that you guys can, go and be great and mighty in the Lord's kingdom. So I speak that for you and your husband, so be that woman that the Lord has called you to be in your family, in your household.
Amen. There was a time in the Bible where the city of Jerusalem was in crumbles. And what they did was just the walls were crumbled. And you got to understand, at that time, when the walls are crumbled, that means invaders could come anytime and they could wipe out your whole family. So what they did is, a man of God said, everybody, all the men that are able, I'm going to give you a section of wall. Because when we got to fix this wall, it's impossible. But we have 200 families, and if we split this wall into 200 sections, each family is in charge of that wall, that section of the wall. And he said, and I want your wives and your children right next to you. So as you build the wall, I want you to have a weapon in one hand in case invaders come, and a hammer in the other, and your families are there. They did that on purpose, guys, because when you're building to protect your family, they were going to be more efficient. But here's the thing. That means the wife and the family had to support the husband too.
Yeah.
For him to look back, and I imagine there was many wives that said, man, it looks amazing what you're doing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I believe that the woman is also watching out and being a lookout.
She's watching his back.
She's watching his back.
Working on the wall, she got her husband's back, and she's looking out.
And she's tending for those children. She's tending to her family while looking out as well.
And together they did it.
Yes.
As a family.
As a team.
Family, they did it, and they built the wall up of Jerusalem so Jerusalem could be protected.
Yeah.
So I think that same thing was now. Same thing what Sharon was saying right now is that nobody is there just because. It's not the husband's ministry. It's not the wife's ministry. It's the family's ministry. And they might have different roles within that ministry, but one needs the other or else it won't function. Yeah. And it's time for men in 2022 to stand up and be the man. It's time to stand up and take responsibility. I'm not saying this to be preaching and teaching in a sense like I got it all together. It took me a lot of years. I'll be honest with you. I didn't become a man at 18. I became a man when I gave my life to the Lord. And I didn't come to the Lord till I was 32. And even then, I still had a lot of learning to do. So I don't say this from a position of I'm better than. I'm saying from a position of the Lord teaching me, therefore I teach others. You know, for men to stand up and take responsibility for your family, take responsibility for your household. Yeah. You know, so.
And I believe that as a family, I believe that as a family that we are to care for one another, we are to learn from one another, and we encourage one another. It is not just husband and wives, but it takes a village. It really does. It takes a community. It takes a village. You know, if there's things, you know, it's so crazy. It can even be as simple as a soup, you know, that, you know, we share and we teach. There's things that I don't know that you may know, things that you may know that I don't know. There's things that we can teach one another. There's traits. There's guys, here's what's going to happen. There's things that, let's just say technology is completely stripped away. Let's take away all this technology and all of that, and we got to get back to the basics. We got to learn to get back to you know, learning to plant. We got to learn to sow. We got to learn to get back to these things. Let's just take away all of the things that the world is doing right now. And if our abuelitas and abuelitos, you know, were to come back right now and say, like, you got to get back to, you know, planting and sowing and doing the things, we got a lot to learn. We got a lot to teach our children, you know. So guess what? We would have to go back to going back to the basics and everything. And we would have a lot to learn, you know, and teach our children. So that's the same thing that our abuelitos and our tías and our moms would want to teach us. We got to teach our youngsters. So we got to teach each other. We got to learn from one another. We got to learn to go back to the basics and learn the things of our mothers and our fathers. And we got to be able to teach one another these things, because that day is going to come when these things are going to be a thing of the past. You know, because not everything is going to come easy sometimes, and we're going to have to go through some hard times. Trust me. Those hard times are going to be again one day. Yeah. And we're going to have to learn to go through some hard times. And guess what? We're going to have to learn from one another. We're going to have to be a community. We're going to have to be, you know, a village again, and teach one another and learn from one another. So guys, we got to encourage one another, not tear one another down. We got to speak life into one another. Yeah. This is what it is. We have to do this for one another.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too, babe.
So with that, guys, our first video for 2022. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
We pray blessings upon you, for the Lord to shine his face upon you and on your family and on your household, for your the provision that you have, for God to continue to provide it, the job that you have, for God to continue. You have that job only because of God. For raises, for promotions, for positions at work that puts you in a place where you can take care of your family. Not only that, but take care of others in need. To never forget where you came from. Never forget what it's like to be without. Never forget what it's like, you know, and continue to be humble, you know, and continue to learn, continue to be in your word, continue to pray, continue to seek after the face of God more than ever. You know, there's a revival that's coming, not a 3-day revival, but a lifestyle revival, a revival that is gonna put rejuvenation in the church. I believe that the church has been a wilted plant, but the moment you start pouring water into that plant, boom, it starts blooming all over again.
What did our brother say today? He says the rain is coming.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah, and I
and
believe
that's the same exact thing Pastor Thomas told us.
He said the rain
2
is
years
coming.
ago.
Yes, and I believe it. I receive that.
Amen.
So the rain is coming, guys.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. We love you guys. Enjoy your coffee, and God bless you.
Bye.